Welcome to Atlanta where the players play and they ride on the things like every day. Yo, this is fantasy football friendly. Let's get into it. Dilly, baby.
Holy shit.
Bow. Yo, that joint goes so hard. Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Rumboyz Robbie of the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Kicking back, having some cold ones today. We're going to break down some fantasy football friendly. But before we do that, make sure you download the SportsMe app. Link is in the description. Get sportsme.com, where you can just type in SportsMe, Android, iOS in your app store. Be sure to get the SportsMe app. Let's go. Get with it or get lost. We're giving out fantasy football advice. We're getting you taken care of. DFS lineups are getting set over on the SportsMe app. We're going to help you guys set your lineups. Get on over there. Get with it. Get lost. SportsMe is sports you. Let's go. Also, matter of fact, you know what? Hold on. Like, just so y'all know what that logo looked like. Bow. Right there. Right there, SportsMe logo. Make sure you go check it out. Also, download the Monkey Knife Fight app. Promo code Rumboyz in all caps right there at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you guys go check out the Rumboyz over on the Monkey Knife Fight app. We'll be giving you guys props here on our YouTube, giving you guys advice to help you win on your daily fantasy prop needs. We are matching your very first deposit all the way up to $100. So get on over to monkeyknifefight.com. Take advantage of a great DFS value of $100. You put $100, we're going to match that $100 with the promo code Rumboyz whenever you sign up. Let's get into it. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What it do? Dilly. Let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons. Y'all ready to talk about the Atlanta Falcons? I know that I am. Hot Atlanta, in terms of fantasy football, has got some stacks that we need to talk about. This team is chock-load of stacks, especially because of the way that the ADP and ECRs for these players match up for how we can build our lineups and how we can construct our lineups. I'm going to go ahead and first start off with Matt Ryan, the quarterback. You got him coming in at QB 14. That ADP coming from Fantasy Pros. Look, Matt Ryan is a great value. He's always giving you years with 20-plus touchdowns every year since, 2015. He's always had a 4,000-plus yard passing season since 2014. In super flex formats, I am all in on Matty Ice as my QB2, okay? So maybe, I go first and I grab a Josh Allen or a Kyler Murray or whatever the case may be, and then I go running back, and then in the third round, I could go and grab a Matty Ice, something or the other if I'm in super flex drafts. If you are in single QB and you're waiting on a QB, this is the perfect QB to wait on. A lot of people are like, oh, well, he doesn't have Julio no more. Don't worry. We're going to get into that, okay? So that's Matt Ryan within a nutshell. QB 14, you can already just by that QB 14 evaluation start guessing how we're going to start building some stacks here and start, really discussing roster construction and how fantasy friendly this team is. Again, keep in mind, he's always been passed for about 4K yards since 2015 onward. He's always given us about 22 plus touchdowns a year. Last year, he had 26 touchdowns. Matty Ice, all right. Getting into Calvin Ridley, he could possibly cross that 200 fantasy point threshold. Had 191 and a half last year, 191.5. Had 1,000-yard receiving season last year with 9 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts is also going to be involved in the mix, but Kyle Pitts, we're talking about, and we'll get into him a little bit later, having to have the best rookie season since Jeremy Shockey. So how that shakes out in today's NFL, we'll get into that a little bit later. But in terms of just Calvin Ridley, he could make that leap of being a 200-point fantasy plus guy a year. I would love to see Ridley just fully take that leap into being this year's wide receiver 1 overall. You got Devontae Adams and then Tyreek Hill. I would like to see Ridley now step into that upper tier of receiver, and I think that he's really going to get that this year. Last year he had 143 targets. How that's going to pan out with there also being a fully healthy Russell Gage. I don't know. Russell Gage is more so around that Tyler Boyd, Mecole Hardman, Hollywood Brown ADP. We'll talk about him a little bit later. But with Ridley, he's got the hands, he's got the speed, he gets the separation. He is just it's something about these Alabama receivers, right? It's just something about the Bama boys. Look, there's absolutely no reason to not roster Julio or roster Ridley in all formats. Julio is no longer in the mix. Could he maintain that 143 targets? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I definitely don't think that he's going to go down to his under 95 targets that he experienced his first 2 years in the NFL. I think that we could expect around about maybe 100 and maybe around that 140. Honestly, around that 140 is where I'm comfortable predicting Calvin. I don't think they'll have more targets than that. I think that he can maybe have like a little bit less than that, maybe somewhere around like 135-ish, but not like this insane fucking like cliff dive where it's like, oh my gosh, like really underperformed. I just don't see that. Getting into Kyle Pitts, okay? Kyle Pitts, look, if you're expecting Kyle Pitts to have that Jeremy Shockey-esque type rookie season, right, and just come on the scene and explode, he's going to have to command 128 targets. Defenses aren't like I mean, yes, Ridley will command doubles on the outside, and that'll open up, Gage and Pitts to be able to do their thing. But defenses are aware that Pitts is an anomaly. Pitts is a fucking unicorn, if you will. We all know this. We are all aware of this, which makes me wonder, okay, do you see, I could see somewhere around about 97 targets, right? I could see 97 targets on the mark for Kyle Pitts, maybe 66 catches. If you want to get dirty, we could up that number a little bit. Get what I mean? But I could see around, about 65, 66 catches on about 97 targets. Maybe he goes for around about 800-ish yards, with about 4 TDs. Is where I could see Kyle Pitts, which is what you're wanting if he was going to have that Jeremy Shockey type year. We've never really seen since then a rookie tight end just step on the scene and just fucking unleash. Could it happen? Maybe. I'm not hanging my hat on it. Kyle Pitts, though, I mean, come on, dude. Like he's tight end 6 right now, according to Fantasy Pros. I am okay with that. I'm okay with that if I'm going to take the risk on a rookie. Me personally, I'm waiting on tight end this year. I always wait on tight end. Maybe you should too. If you're not good, if you get knocked out of that top 3, if Pitts falls to you, Andrews is gone, then yeah, I have no problems grabbing Kyle Pitts. Getting into Russell Gage. You guys can go on Rumboyz.com, check out my article on Russell Gage. I broke down how he can be a bona fide wide receiver too, and it's really just predicated on him playing a full season. If he plays a full season, right now you could get him at wide receiver 56, okay? He's ranked wide receiver 56 in terms of Fantasy Pros. You're probably going to get him in about the 9th, 10th, 11th round, okay? Where we're talking super flex. I have no problems rostering Russell Gage. I am all in on Russell Gage. If I go running back, or if I go running back, quarterback, and then I end up waiting on receiver, and I miss out on Ridley, I still want some piece of Atlanta. I want some piece of this passing volume somehow. And I think that Gage is going to play a full season this year. And I do believe that Gage is going to show us, hey, guys, put me in that mid-tier wide receiver 2 conversation. I could see where he can maybe make a leap from like wide receiver 56 to like wide receiver 32. Maybe even wide receiver, I want to say maybe even 25. I think that he could really make like a huge jump. The 12 Gage, baby. So I'm all in. I'm all in on Russell Gage. Mike Davis out the backfield. He's going RB24, RB22, RB22 on Fantasy Pros is where he's ranked as an ADP. Again, we saw what Davis did last year with Carolina in the absence of CMC. We know that Olsen will go in and get some touches, so on and so forth. But I really do believe, from what I've seen of Olsen this season, I don't think that he's going to be able to have that much of an impact to where it's like, I think that it's really going to be the Mike Davis show in that backfield pretty much the whole daggone time. With that being said, and with that being stated, I love Mike Davis as a RB2 value, even in like a flex play RB3 value. Like if I need a late low tier RB2 to a flex play, I'm loving Mike Davis as that option. I'm more so low end RB2 to flex play, but I definitely think that he is a guy that everyone should be going after. Everyone should be figuring out a way to acquire a piece of either Davis, Ridley, Gage, ways that you can do this, ways that you can, see if you can get some of these stacks. Maybe you don't stack Davis with Ryan. Davis just kind of a lone piece of Atlanta that you have. You never want to have too much of one team, especially on the bye week. What I would do is if I'm because of the later value of Matt Ryan, if I'm in single QB, I'm snatching up Ridley first, and then I'm eyeing Ryan later, and then I'll grab Ryan at when that QB run begins, that late QB run begins to hit, probably 7th, 8th round. If I'm looking to have Gage as a late target, and I miss out on Ridley, then okay, I'm snatching up Ryan, and then I'll grab Gage later. Kyle Pitts in single QB formats, snatching up Pitts probably 5th, 6th round, and then 7th or 8th, snatching up Matt Ryan in Superflex. It's going to be the same thing. Well, Superflex may be a little bit different. It's going to depend on when that QB run happens. If the QB run happens, and you're looking for your second quarterback, Matt Ryan should be rostered as a second quarterback in Superflex. If you're drafting the way that I usually draft. If not, if you need him as your QB1, still, you may in that scenario, either you're going to go Ridley or Ryan, or either you're going to go Ryan and then Ridley, but they are going to be like rounds apart from each other. It is going to be literally rounds apart from each other. That's a harder stack to accomplish in Superflex. You are going to have a hard time trying to get that in Superflex. So just make sure you keep that in mind. You can accomplish Pitts and Ryan fairly easy. You can accomplish Pitts and Gage fairly easy. Pitts and Ryan, and then Ryan and Gage. Once again, it's the same formula. Ryan would end up going first, and then you would go get Pitts. You stack up Ryan and Pitts, then you stack up Ryan and Gage. So I would stack up Ryan with the pass catchers, not so much out the backfield. That's how I'd work it. That's the Atlanta Falcons fantasy football breakdown. In terms of how fantasy friendly they are, I want to give them a B. I would say if we're going to give them a letter grade, they're definitely a B. This team is going. I don't think this team, from an NFL standpoint, wins the division. But they're going to be in some shootouts. Their backs are going to be against the wall, and they're going to have to throw the ball out. They're going to have to throw this thing a lot and air it out. And I think they got the perfect receivers to make sure that they're able to air it out and they're able to do so on a consistent basis. Ladies and gentlemen, do remember to download the Monkey Knife Fight app for all your daily fantasy prop needs. We are matching all deposits all the way up to $100 whenever you sign up utilizing promo code Rumboyz. Again, that is promo code Rumboyz in all caps. Make sure you get on over to the Monkey Knife Fight app. Check it out. Show us some love. Download it. Get your daily fantasy prop needs right here on this show, and we're going to help you win some money. Also, download the SportsMe app. Link is in the description section. Download the SportsMe app. I'll be on there providing fantasy analysis, providing fantasy advice, help you with your start sits, going over injuries, and much, 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 much more. This has been Fantasy Friendly, the Atlanta Falcons edition. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What it do? Dilly. Motherfrickin' dilly. We almost close to Friday. It's Thirsty Thursday right now. Hey.
Holy shit.